If you like drinking beer, but you don't like the beer gut, this video is for you. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a combination of 3 breathing exercises that have been used for thousands of years that you can actually use to lose weight without having to do a whole bunch of diet and exercise and stuff like that. Worked really well for me, lost quite a bit of weight, about 40 pounds actually. And over the course of the next 14 days I'm going to be drinking at least this much beer every single day to show exactly how much weight it can have you lose, because I've already lost all the weight that I'm going to lose, but it'll show that I at least won't gain any weight. You don't really have to change your diet or exercise, but if you do, I mean, that will accelerate it, but it's not really necessary. If you want to accelerate it even more, you would want to do the cold water shower challenge that you can get from Wim Hof's website. I'll post a link down here. With that, you want to do 15 seconds your first week in the cold water, then 30, then 45, then a minute on your 4th week. And basically you want to do that at least 5 days a week. And so for every 7 days, do it 5, even if it's not that you just do 5 in a row or whatever you do with that. But anyways, so you take a regular shower, do the breathing technique I'm about to show you during your regular shower. Turn your shower over to the cold water for your 15 seconds or 30 or whatever. Eventually you want to get to where you're doing about 15 minutes in nothing but the cold the whole entire time doing this meditation technique. And whenever you can do that, it'll probably take you a good solid month or 2, but whenever you can do that, then you can start adding ice to accelerate the weight loss even more, which is exactly what the other video is showing. Is I went in just cold body temperature, didn't warm up at all, didn't exercise or anything, and then just got in the tub, put about 50 pounds of ice in the tub and melted it in 14 minutes, which is my worst time ever, because I didn't do the warm up before getting into the ice. So basically I'll also be posting videos for the next couple weeks of me. I'll do the warm up first and go in there and I can melt the ice in 3 minutes usually. So anyways, drink beer, get skinny. So she's never done the whole thing all the way through, so the first couple ones I'm going to walk through real slowly and just kind of explain exactly how to do it, and then we'll do an actual guided one after that. So start off with, I'm going to be calling it tummo, but it's actually more similar to the Wim Hof method than actual tummo. You do 3 rounds of what I call tummo. At the end of the 3 rounds, you do 3 rounds of something called kapalbati. And then after those 3 rounds, you do 1 round per nostril, it'll make sense in a minute, per nostril of Bastrika, and you start the whole thing over again. So, tummo is basically this. You do hyperventilated breaths, where you breathe in through your nose, filling up your stomach. Breathe out through your mouth. When you breathe out, do it forcefully, like you're breathing up, or you're filling up a balloon, and you suck your stomach in, so like you're blowing through a balloon. Now, when you do that, you want to do 30 of those. I usually count to 36 using my fingers. You watch my other video to understand what I'm talking about with that. Once you hit 36, then you need to breathe in real big, breathe out like you're blowing up a balloon, and then when you breathe out, you're going to do what's called a stomach vacuum. You're going to suck in your stomach as much as you can and try to get your belly button to touch your spine when you're doing that. And yeah, you want to stand up straight when you're doing a stomach vacuum. Then we'll go into, so that's how to do tummo. So let's do 3 rounds of that just to show how that's done. So basically it's now breathe in real big, breathe all your air out and suck your stomach in as much as you can. Hold that for 30 seconds. And remember, you're trying to get your belly button to touch your spine. With no oxygen at all, you're trying to go 30 seconds, or however long you can go, but that's the eventual goal. Then you want to take a big inhale through your nose when you can't hold it anymore. We're at 16 seconds right now, 17, 18. And you should feel like you're going to gasp. That tells you you're doing it right. Keep pushing past that When you feel like you need to gasp for breath, keep pushing past it as much as you can, and inhale. No, you weren't supposed to exhale. Breathe in and then hold that breath on that inhale. And you want to hold that also for 30 seconds. This is where, whenever you're doing the cold water shower and stuff, this is where you actually gain the most heat. And this is where you start to visualize a coal burning right here inside of your stomach. Because that, when you're doing that, this is where you'll feel the vast majority of your heat being produced. So this is when you're going to turn your water to the coldest. This is the best time to do that. 26, 27, 28, 29, and start over. So now we're on our second round. Now when you're doing this round, and just keep going.
Am I breathing right?
When you breathe out, are you sucking your stomach in and then feeling like you're blowing up a balloon? Sounds right. Now you should start feeling that coal burning inside your stomach while you're doing that. Huh?
Wasn't counting.
Oh, okay. It'll feel like a coal burning in your stomach, and that'll spread to flames. And you're visualizing this because that visualization helps you deal with the cold better. But now that was on the second round. She's exhaling completely, sucking the stomach in, doing a stomach vacuum, making the stomach as small as possible. Oh wait, that was it.
I'm holding my breath.
If you're breathing out, then that's not right.
I don't remember. This is why you're guiding me.
So that's how you do the tummo part of it. Now we'll talk about the kapalbati part of it. The kapalbati part of it, what you're doing is, you're doing the same thing. You're going to do 36 breaths. You're going to do them all through your nose though, and you're going to do them breathing out with no inhale. In other words, your body will naturally inhale, but you want it to be an automatic reaction. In other words, like, oh crap.
Ew!
Ew. It's all through your nose, so that's pretty gross. Gonna edit that out.
No, don't.
The 3 rounds of kapalbati you do at the end of it, it's all through your nose. And what you're trying to do is focus only on your exhale and make your inhale be automatic. So in other words, whenever you're breathing out, you just want to... Your body will naturally inhale, and so you don't actually need to make yourself inhale at all. And if you can actually hear your inhale audibly and it sounds even with your exhale, then you're not doing it right. And watch videos on how to do kapalbati if you want to know exactly how to do that part of the breathing technique right. But you do 3 rounds of that at the end, so let's do 3 rounds of that real quick. And remember, when you're doing that it's the same thing as the other. You want to suck your stomach in every time you breathe out. So now we're done. So now big inhale. Big exhale. Breathe out all your air. Suck your stomach in. And then try to move your belly button all the way back to touch your spine. And stand up straight when you're doing it. And then even almost sometimes it feels like you're curving your spine backwards, but I have a sloping over spine, so I feel like I have to do that. But hold that as long as you can. And then when you're done, take a big inhale and hold that as long as you can. So now she took a big inhale, and this time when you inhale, you're filling up your stomach. Every time you inhale, fill up your stomach. Every time you breathe out, blow it out like that and suck in your stomach. So now do another round of kapalbati. We're on our second round of kapalbati now. And big inhale and big exhale, sucking the stomach in. holding that for 30 seconds if you can, or as long as you can. Once you start feeling like you need to gasp, hold it a little bit longer and then take a big inhale and hold that. And even doing those stomach vacuums throughout the day makes your... Okay, so now she did a big inhale, filling up your stomach, not your chest. You want to fill up your stomach with the air. If your chest is expanding more than your stomach, you're not doing it right. Okay.
I'm getting dizzy. It's too hot out here.
So now, yeah, that's why I thought you'd probably do the bikini
I
suit.
didn't think about it.
So she's already getting hot and dizzy because you build so much heat doing this. This is why it's a good idea to do this in the cold water, because I do it personally in ice. Because you build so much body heat that you can actually, like Wim Hof, climb Mount Everest, you know.
I'm supposed to wear a
wearing
bikini?
shorts.
You're just using me for my body.
Well, I just meant because you'll burn alive out here.
Yeah, I'm in all black. Ugh.
Yeah, I know, so am I. So that would be the third round of kapalbati. At the end of that, you want to do bastrika. This one is very similar, except you don't have to focus so much on only exhaling. Whenever you're doing this, you inhale and exhale evenly, so it sounds even and not just an exhale. And you want to take, not your flipping off finger, but your one that kind of looks like your ring finger basically, and with your right hand, you're sticking that on your left nostril, and then you're doing this, inhale, exhale evenly, just like you did the tummo, except you're plugging up one of your nostrils and you're only using your mouth, or your nose, I mean, you're not using your mouth at all. And then you're doing your 36 breaths. Same way, fill up your stomach full of air on your inhale, let out all of your air on your exhale and suck your stomach in. Same exact thing, but... Now the bastrika, you're only going to do one round per nostril and then start the tummo over. So once she gets to 36, okay, big inhale. Oh, you're supposed to do it through the same nostril. Yeah. And then basically after the big inhale, then the big exhale, then you take your big inhale again and hold it, just like you do with the tummo. And then whenever you have that, you start over, but then you switch hands. So then you're, well, whenever you're ready to go into your hyperventilated breaths. This is really good for your heart and really good for clearing out your sinuses. I started doing this and then I stopped having congestion in my sinuses and my allergies got a lot better. But it's also good for weight loss.
Can't do it in my nostril.
Yeah, you'll find one of your nostrils is more difficult to do than the other. According to Indian legend, what that means is if your left nostril, you're breathing through it easier, then you have a more creative mindset that day, and if your right nostril is more blocked up, then that means you're more logical that day. Or I mean, if you're breathing through your right nostril more, then you're more logical that day. I don't know if that's true or anything like that, but I do notice that each day one of my nostrils will be more plugged up than the other one. But doing this every single day actually helps with that and makes you less congested. So anyways, that's basically how you do it. You do your 3 rounds of tummo, followed by your 3 rounds of kapalbati, followed by 1 round of bastrika, and you start over with your tummo. And you keep doing that for, try to do 15-30 minutes, but then when you're in the shower part of it, you really only need to do that for your 15 seconds your first week, then 30, then 45, then a full minute. But eventually you get to the point to where you're doing this weight loss technique through the entire time while you're showering off. And so that way it definitely took me longer to melt all the ice because I had to acclimate myself, or instead of acclimating myself to the cold, I had to jump right in. But each one of those ice bags was 10 pounds of ice plus all of these buckets of ice or whatever that I put in there. And considering I didn't do the 3 rounds you're supposed to do to acclimate yourself to it, and then I usually take like a cold shower and stuff to slowly get used to the temperature so that I can slowly focus on a small amount of heat and build it into a larger amount of heat. But just dumping yourself into 50 or 60 pounds of ice, and then 14 minutes later there's no ice in there. Usually I can melt it in about 3, so I'll post a video of me doing a cold shower and stuff and building up my heat and then melting all that much ice in about 3 minutes. But going from a cold body temperature into ice cold water and having 50, 60 pounds of ice dumped on you and having to build that up from scratch and being able to melt all that in 14 minutes. Now we're at 14 minutes 56 seconds, but I mean it was all melted in about 14 minutes. Probably my worst ice melting time, but still, to be able to do that from a cold body temperature, I mean, it's pretty awesome what you can do.